We're kicking things off with a big shakeup as it looks like All Elite Wrestling may have been quietly removed from ESPN's coverage, and the timing has fans questioning what's really going on. For years, AEW had its own dedicated section under ESPN's professional wrestling coverage, appearing right alongside WWE, but now that link has vanished. Anyone attempting to access AEW's page on ESPN.com is met with a simple error message that reads, "Page error, go to the home page," and while archived pieces can still be found through the search function, ESPN's dedicated coverage of the promotion had already been fading for months. For months, the AEW section saw little activity, with the last notable updates tied to February's Grand Slam Australia event. Since then, fresh coverage has been almost non-existent. The removal comes at a very telling time. WWE recently announced that its premium live events will begin airing on ESPN platforms in the United States, starting with WrestlePalooza on September 20th. WWE's shift was made possible after completing its obligations under the Peacock deal with NBC Universal earlier than expected, clearing the way for its new ESPN partnership. AEW's quiet removal from ESPN's website comes at the exact moment WWE is moving in, raising obvious questions. So does this mark the end of ESPN's ties with AEW, or is WWE simply pushing them out of the spotlight? The timing feels far too calculated to dismiss. That very topic came up today when AEW president Tony Khan was asked about WWE's counter-programming and the way the company has been dominating media space. On the pre-Forbidden Door media call, Khan spent the first part of his response highlighting how strong AEW's year has been, pointing to both ratings momentum and business growth. But when he got to the heart of the question, he made it clear that AEW's best strategy isn't to get lost worrying about WWE, it's to keep building its own product. As Khan explained, "I think all these great things have come together to really build a lot of excitement inside AEW and outside AEW and all around the company. So I want to be able to continue that, and I think the most important thing for us to do that is to talk about AEW and work really hard on AEW every week. And it means not focusing on necessarily what every wrestling promotion is doing, but I do like watching wrestling and keeping up with what other wrestling promotions are doing. We've been in business since 2019, and in every one of those years, there's been other wrestling promotions at times doing some very cool things as well. And at the very best of AEW, I think we've been just super focused on what we're doing, not on being the only wrestling company in the world, but trying our best to be the best. And I know we have the best wrestlers, and this year I think we're doing the best TV shows, the best pay-per-views, and I know we have the best fans. So thanks for asking, and definitely it's going to be an exciting few months. And this should be a great weekend this Sunday afternoon with Forbidden Door." So while WWE's new deal with ESPN may have shifted the spotlight, Khan is sticking to a familiar message: AEW thrives when it focuses on itself. Do you think Tony Khan is taking the right approach by ignoring the noise and zeroing in on AEW's own product, or should he be more aggressive in countering WWE's moves? Chris Jericho's future may be heading for a major shift, and the talk of a WWE comeback is getting louder. Over the past week, several wrestling journalists have reported on the possibility of Jericho returning to WWE once his AEW contract runs out at the end of 2025, and now there's a new update on the situation. On the latest episode of WrestleVotes Radio on WrestleBinge, Joey Votes and TC revealed that the buzz inside WWE is very real. According to them, company sources are already preparing for Jericho's potential return. There's a lot of enthusiasm backstage regarding the return of Chris Jericho. A deal is expected to be complete once he's a free agent with AEW, and there is seemingly significant interest in having him back. If this deal goes through, Jericho would be rejoining WWE at a time when nostalgia acts and high-profile returns are driving major attention for the company. The real question, however, is whether WWE would push Jericho once again as a top-tier attraction, or use his star power to elevate the next generation of talent. Do you think WWE should give Jericho one more big run, or is his value best served in helping build new stars? The shocking death of wrestling legend Hulk Hogan has taken yet another twist, as new details suggest his passing may not have been the result of natural causes. According to TMZ, Hogan's wife Sky revealed that his phrenic nerve was compromised during a recent surgery. The report also confirmed that an autopsy has already been performed, though results have not yet been released, and Hogan's body has not been cremated. Law enforcement sources added that the Clearwater Police Department's full report on the 911 call from Hulk Hogan's home is currently on lockdown. However, some key information has emerged. The report states that an occupational therapist was present when Hogan suddenly stopped breathing. According to the report, which is on lockdown, the therapist told responding officers Hulk was the victim of medical malpractice. The therapist says during a recent operation, it's unclear if it was the surgery to repair his heart or a neck procedure, the surgeon severed his phrenic nerve. The phrenic nerve is crucial because it controls the diaphragm, which enables breathing. Sources told TMZ that Hogan didn't collapse clutching his chest in the way a typical heart attack victim would. Instead, he merely stopped breathing. It was Sky Hogan who reportedly called for help once her husband's breathing came to a sudden halt, sparking the 911 call that brought emergency responders to their Florida home. The Clearwater Police Department has since released a statement confirming the investigation is still active. Detectives are interviewing witnesses and gathering Hogan's medical records in an effort to determine what went wrong. We've been in communication with family members, including his son Nick and daughter Brooke. The unique nature of this case has required us to interview multiple witnesses and seek medical records from a variety of providers, and our detectives continue to do that. All of this takes time. Authorities also acknowledge the cooperation of Hogan's family throughout the process, noting, "The Hogan family has been appreciative of our efforts and our communication with them." While speculation continues to swirl, the fact that investigators are still actively working the case shows that questions remain unanswered about what truly caused the sudden passing of one of wrestling's most iconic figures. Enjoying the video? A quick like goes a long way in helping us grow and deliver more wrestling news you care about. TNA's Slammiversary reminded everyone of just how entertaining the company can be, but on a wild night of action, it was the Hardy Boys recapturing the TNA Tag Team titles that had everyone talking. They came out on top of a brutal ladder war against the Nemets, the Rascals, and First Class, only to then be greeted by an old rival in Bubba Ray Dudley, which set the scene for a huge match at Bound for Glory on October 12th. With fans chanting, "Where is Devon?" it was clear what direction people wanted TNA to take. There is one final chapter between Team 3D and the Hardys set to be told later this year. Now, Matt Hardy has lifted the lid on how they prepare for matches during a conversation with TMZ's Inside the Ring, revealing that it depends on the situation, as it's very different if they're preparing for a TLC compared to a regular match. Hardy then teased fans with what might happen at Bound for Glory, suggesting that a TLC match might be the stipulation for them and the Dudley Boys due to their epic history in WWE. However, the most interesting aspect of the interview was how Matt teased what a defeat might mean for their future after Bound for Glory, admitting that a retirement could be the answer. I mean, hypothetically, if that did happen, if we went to Bound for Glory and the Dudleys won the TNA World Tag Team titles, I think we would have to take a long, hard look in the mirror and just, and kind of judge where we're at and is it time to ride off into the sunset and do the TNA Hall of Fame? Time to do the WWE Hall of Fame? We'll see. Right now, we're feeling really good, and we're going to try and rock and roll like it's 2001. Jeff Hardy isn't overly focused on retiring though, or what might happen after facing Bubba and Devon, as he said, "I'll be completely focused on our rematch for sure. I'd be ready." That led to the hosts jokingly poking fun at Jeff with a line of their own, "There you go, Jeff's not ready, Jeff's not ready." The timing of Jeff's comments are interesting given the working relationship between WWE and TNA, which has opened up a lot of talent exchanges, with AJ Styles' TNA return possibly just being the beginning. Fans should expect more surprises moving forward with TNA, which could lead to some more big names turning up heading toward Bound for Glory this October. Either way, the Hardys are back on top of TNA's tag team division, and they're working at a high standard yet again, but with the tease of a retirement around the corner, the stakes have never been higher for their matches. Do you think the Hardys should go out on top against the Dudleys? Please share your thoughts and feedback in the comments section below. In AEW news, the company has been hit with some serious injury news heading into Forbidden Door, with Will Ospreay, Nick Wayne, and Konosuke Takeshita all dealing with injuries. Ospreay addressed his neck issues on Dynamite, admitting he isn't cleared ahead of this weekend, but he'll be wrestling either way. During the latest Wrestling Observer Radio, Bryan Alvarez admitted that they don't have confirmation for his surgery yet. However, Alvarez did reveal it's similar to an injury Kurt Angle once had in WWE, and they confessed to being unclear how Ospreay is able to wrestle at Forbidden Door. Meanwhile, Alvarez confirmed that Wayne's broken foot is a legitimate injury and added that it'll take him 10 weeks to recover without any surgery. When it comes to Takeshita, Alvarez reported that he was almost concussed during his G1 semifinal match against Zack Sabre Jr. and being hurt so badly that he couldn't even remember the match afterward. He did compete on AEW Collision against Tomohiro Ishii, but he hasn't been announced for Forbidden Door at this stage. They are not the only injuries AEW is dealing with though, as it was revealed on Dynamite this week that Swerve Strickland has been checked by AEW doctors due to a knee problem. Fightful Select has now provided more details, reporting that Swerve is actually working through a torn meniscus and the injury isn't a fresh situation. In fact, he had a tear since 2019 when he was with WWE at the Performance Center. The AEW star is actually receiving treatment from the Jacksonville Jaguars medical team, and surgery is an option if the situation worsens. Therefore, there is a chance that he will need time off soon. Another injury within the company is Dustin Rhodes, who has undergone a double knee replacement surgery lately after he admitted that they were both destroyed as he went under the knife on August 21st. The surgery was a success, and Rhodes shared a video of himself with heavily bandaged knees to let everyone know he was doing okay. As he wrote, "LFG, holy sh*." While it's positive that Rhodes is on the road to recovery, the injury issues in AEW are starting to mount, which will impact Tony Khan's booking decisions moving forward. Elsewhere, the drama between Cora, Jade, and former Performance Center recruit Alexis Lete has taken another twist, following claims from Lete that Jade was a bully during her time with WWE. However, some screenshots have now surfaced that have shown Lete using both racist and homophobic language in posts from a decade ago, with some of Jade's fans digging these out to make it clear they stand with her. Lete had claimed that Jade had made her time in the business difficult, including when she pressured her to delete a TikTok video that Jade thought was exposing the wrestling business. However, Jade has now fired back in a series of online messages, making it clear that she won't sit back and just accept these comments. "I shouldn't be giving this girl an ounce more of my energy, but this will be the one and only time I speak on this, and if you know, you know. This girl came into the PC and immediately had heat with everyone for being disrespectful on more than one occasion." Jade admitted that she even tried to help Lete at one point, adding that some main roster talent had also gotten involved in the situation, which proved how serious it was. "I texted this girl trying to help before her heat got worse, that had already traveled up to the main roster before she even had a match. I'll go ahead and post the screenshots myself. She chose to basically tell me to and then continue to get heat for weeks. Only until multiple main roster talent members spoke to her as well, she decided to come up to me and apologize." Jade revealed that she appreciated the apology, but didn't respect how Lete handled the situation, or that she disrespected professional wrestling, especially since she came from an independent background and loved the industry. The former NXT star was open about being blunt to a fault in her dealings with Lete, but also said it was crazy to say she bullied her, as they spoke 5 times in total throughout their time working together. It appears that this situation isn't going away either, as Jade shared a screenshot of her phone, which was an active call with the label lawyer, with no explanation, and the timing of the post, it hinted that she might be taking legal action against Lete. While both women might be out of the WWE spotlight, it's clear that the situation isn't calming down anytime soon, with this being an issue that is just getting started. Speaking of, former WWE superstars, Braun Strowman has revealed his next move following his release from the company earlier this year, admitting everyone's asking him what's next. In a video on his social media, he admitted that he's now looking for an opportunity to try new things, hoping to find organic passions and experiences based on things he cares about, like food and cars. He also reveals that he has a passion for spirits, particularly tequila, as he hinted at his next steps being involved in that business. However, he also made it clear that he could step back in the ring one day, adding that everyone knows he can still whip somebody's ass if required. Another man who's been absent from WWE lately is Pat McAfee. Although he hasn't been released, he has been taking some time off recently after admitting that his schedule alongside his other jobs was becoming too much. Fortunately for fans of the former NFL star, his return to WWE has now been confirmed, as Triple H told ESPN that McAfee will be back at WrestlePalooza on September 20th. The game said, starting early September 20th, WrestlePalooza in the home of the one and only Pat McAfee, who's like family to us. You know, Pat will be there. He's gonna light the place up. It's gonna be exciting. Indianapolis. WWE has always expected McAfee to take a break due to his college football commitments, with Corey Graves having thrived on Monday Night Raw during his absence. Elsewhere, The Undertaker has been getting back involved in the business lately, mentoring several rookies on WWE LFG. But his influence and impact is stretching beyond that. During the latest WrestleVotes radio on WrestleBinge, Joey Votes and TC spoke about Triple H's previous comments, where he claimed the Dead Man has been impactful in AAA since WWE acquired the company. They reported that Undertaker is expected to be a fixture at every major AAA show moving forward, and talent are thrilled about the prospect of working with him regularly. It was noted that they view it as an invaluable opportunity to learn from an icon, while it was also revealed that he has a significant influence backstage, indicating that his role may be evolving and expanding. Seeing him grow as a backstage presence is interesting, but according to Kevin Nash, Undertaker wasn't pleased with how things were handled backstage at SummerSlam this year. During the latest Click This podcast, Nash revealed Undertaker wasn't treated with the level of respect that people might have expected as he watched the event from a monitor in a back room, despite his legacy and star power. Nash didn't provide many details, but his comments have sparked speculation about what might have happened and whether it was a one-off issue or a deeper problem that indicates growing tension. Yesterday, in a joint release with NBC, it was revealed that John Cena's final match will take place on December 13, 2025, during Saturday night's main event, airing exclusively on NBC. His opponent has not yet been announced, but the show will mark the official end of Cena's legendary career inside the ring. John Cena has opened up about his upcoming retirement, making it clear that the end of his in-ring career is officially in sight. Appearing on Good Morning America, the 17-time world champion spoke candidly about winding down this chapter of his life and why he knows now is the right time to walk away. When asked about his physical condition, Cena admitted that while he still feels capable, the years of wear and tear have finally caught up with him. He explained that his body was giving him no choice, saying that the signs were clear enough that continuing would put him at risk. You know what? It's not bad. It's time to step away for sure. I'm noticing all the lights on the dash of check engine, low tire. It's time to step away. But as we get into this last final run, these last 11 dates, I feel pretty good, pretty much. It's time to go in for maintenance, yes. With just 11 dates left on his retirement tour, Cena seems at peace with his decision, grateful for what he's accomplished, but also realistic about his body's limits. As one of WWE's most iconic figures prepares to say goodbye, the focus now shifts to how fans will celebrate his final run. WWE's deal with ESPN has been getting mixed reviews, and during an appearance on ESPN's Get Up, Seth Rollins gave his 2 cents, saying, "The fact that we're here teaming up with ESPN, it's like my 2 favorite things in the world, sports and WWE coming together. It's huge for us as an industry. Professional wrestling has been a part of Americana for many years with different iterations, and as we start to dip our toe further into the mainstream and really integrate ourselves into the mainstream, this is a huge step for us legitimizing what we do as artists, as athletes. For me personally, to be a part of the ESPN family is huge. I'm looking forward to this partnership and everything that it brings." Do you agree with Rollins' comments? Sound off in our comments below. We're ending today with a major update on former WWE superstar Kayden Carter, who is now going by Lacey Lane, as she might be the next example of an ex-WWE star joining AEW if she has it her way. The former WWE Women's Tag Team Champion spoke to Busted Open Radio about her future in wrestling, and she admitted that AEW is her speed due to the fact that the girls can go. She loves that they bring the fists and are ready to fight, as Lane has made it clear that she can see herself working for Tony Khan, revealing that her mentor is currently on the roster and that she would have a great support system in AEW. Whether or not that ends up happening will remain to be seen, but it's clear that Lane is interested in being a part of AEW if the opportunity arises.